Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi!
Hello guys and girls, MySpace Secrets here. It is Wednesday the 8th of September 2010. Wow, I have to say yesterday, in one of the closest Australian elections we've ever experienced in history, Labor did come back and win. They clung to power yesterday by just a few seats after securing the backing of key independents Tony Windsor and Rob Oakeshott. Yes, it's finally come to a close after 5 weeks of campaigning and intense negotiations. There was only just a few votes in it. Wow, really came down to the wire. So obviously a very historical day. Julia Gillard back in, the Labor government also back in power, and now we have our first official female Prime Minister of Australia. Just as we forecast just a few weeks ago. I'll see if I can put that image on the screen for you. There we go. That was from back in our August newsletter. Very, very interesting to say the least, but we saw a historical trend developing that was in fact telling us Labor probably had the slightest advantage, and that seemed to be the case here. And I'm sure you'll agree with me when, we're telling a lot of people that there are changes coming, and there already are a lot of changes here. I must say that Abbott must have had a tough week. Many ups and downs. And even there for a little bit, he might have even thought he had won. But, he did put in a good fight, converting a lot of voters to go his side of the camp. And I think this sends an even clearer message to Labor and the Gillard government that things need to change. And with this independents becoming sort of like the stars of the show, I'm sure this is going to change things in Parliament. And it's obviously going to shake up a few things and put a great divide in all the things big and small. All these independents and even the Greens who have a seat now are going to mix this thing up a lot. And it's going to make the next year or so very interesting indeed. Now, don't get me wrong here. I love Australia. My God, I am so proud to be an Australian and live in this great land. I love all my friends. That is for sure, because we are definitely a unique people. But, we have some big problems in this country. In Australia, we have high tax rates. We can be tall poppy and shoot down anyone that becomes successful. And obviously the big mining tax at the moment is just an example of some of the problems we are experiencing. And it's simply not acceptable. What the heck? We should be rewarding and praising those that do a good job. Come on. We have one of the best countries, I believe, to live in the world. In the world, people. Yet our governments bicker and bring in ridiculous policies, and it makes it seem for many people, even now, it makes it harder. It's becoming harder and harder to live here. And this is what I do not agree with. All this talk about a stable government, show me a stable government. That is something to be well desired in my book. I think Julia Gillard, now the Prime Minister, has a big job to do, a big job in front of her to get us back on track, to start bringing things that are going to help us and not hurt us. And her statement of moving forward, let's move forward. Time to stop talking and act on these things now. Put her money where her mouth is. Yes, let's move forward properly with decisive action without outing leaders, fighting and making life difficult. Let's in fact make Australia a better place to live. I think it's time to work with the coming changes and help to make this place an even better, stronger nation. Come on, Julia, sort out our problems, listen to the people, as you've clearly not been doing, and the election results are showing that. So let's listen and then act upon that, and hopefully make this a better, brighter, and happy place to live. Let's show the world that we can not only have a gorgeous country with a beautiful landscape, but also have a great leadership and an economy also. Let's have a good all-round pack deal. Anyway, people, I guess we just have to see what happens over the coming months. Sure, will be interesting. From my point of view, to watch to see what happens, and the big changes that obviously lie ahead in the Parliament House. Obviously, I do believe these things are happening for a reason, but let's make sure, let's hope that they are for the right reasons, and we can actually move forward on a bright and prosperous path. Anyway, I'd love to know what you hear about this. Please add your comments below about the election and Gillard getting back into power. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? Anyway, thanks for listening, My Space Secrets. Have a great day, look after yourself, and I'll see you all next update. Okay, My Space Secrets out. Bye-bye.